So on the short term, low-hanging fruits, we're going to incentivize companies that allow their workers work from home, right? That's short term, right? So the more they can do that, the more tax reductions that they'll get. Secondly,
that also helps get people off the road, sure.
Yes. So that's the first thing.
Can I, ask about that? Because then when you have more people working at home, you have to address the secondary problem of internet. Well,
then more business will be able to come in and solve those problems, right? But the main idea now is this: the inconvenience in terms of time, the amount of productive hours that you gain, the energy, the quality of life significantly improves. So that's a short-term goal. For some companies, it might not be realistic. I mean, like you guys now, you need people to be here to man cameras and stuff. But some people, your editor does not need to come in, right? So incentivizing that's the short-term. That's one short-term goal. Secondly, we must build purpose-fit, affordable, multi-income housing. So you see in Japan, they have capsule apartments. You just have a bed and you have a study space. These are apartments that will be built all across Lagos State, right? So that young people can have a place that is close to their work and is a place that is actually designed to truly be affordable. Because a 3-bedroom place, a 2-bedroom place is not efficient, right? And right now, you're just looking for a place to lay your bed, lay your head, and work. So that's one. Also, the decentralization of development in Lagos State. I mean, look at all examples that you gave. They want to live in Surulere because it's close to the island. Coming from Ikorodu. So we've talked about draining our waterways. We've talked about gathering data on our water level so we can put that to the private sector so they can also get involved. And then the dredging of our waterways will now be data-driven because we're trying to get the sand out for the particular direction we're trying to go. So if you can now take a ferry and come from Ikorodu to Marina, and you are doing that in 30, 45 minutes, it's okay to live in Ikorodu. But the problem is you are waking up at 4:35 to try to get to work for 8. So that's the problem. So we need to dredge our waterways, make it easier for you to live in other parts of Lagos and come centrally. Also, we're going to be incentivizing companies to go and set up in Lagos East and Lagos West. Whether we're going to give them free land based on the amount of people that they're going to hire, these are incentives that we're going to put in because we must decentralize development in Lagos. We cannot just have one-way traffic in the morning, one-way traffic in the night. Now we've created a new third mainland traffic going from the island all the way down to Ajah. Right? So that needs to change. Right? And it shows very poor development when you're just seeing one-way traffic that way. So for me, these are the things that we're going to be doing. And we're also going to focus on openly making affordable housing units are available to the people, right? There's a situation where these people build units, most of them are still empty because they've sold it to themselves and they're reselling it on the market, right? And then when you hear the price, you're asking, affordable what? Affordable to who? You know? But when we do this, it's going to be like a lottery system. So let's say you can enter the lottery with 150,000, right? And then we'll do an open lottery. And the winner gets to stay there, right? But you don't get to own to sell. It belongs to the government. When you are not using it anymore, you hand it back. The government gives it to someone else that needs it. I mean, this is something that's done in England, council homes. This is standard, so it's sort of a social welfare net that must be open and transparent. If you own a council flat in London and they find out that you're renting out to somebody else, you get into big trouble. And now, because we have the BVN, you can tie so many charges to that will follow the person. So we set the rules, we set the laws. If you need to move out, give it back so that someone else that needs it can use it. So again, it goes back to openness and transparency, accountability, and decentralizing our development and creating urban renewal for sustainable communities all across Lagos State.